Hi everyone. Today we will be talking about a trending GitHub repo that is Pydantic AI, which helps you to create AI agents to use Pydantic with LLMs. So that's the best part. So if you don't know Pydantic, I think if you are a software developer or if you have ever built APIs for production, I think Pydantic is a framework that is getting used for data validation, right? So if I show you an example, I think you might have seen such codes in your repo where you are providing the key and the data type of that particular field. As you can see here, this is one of the examples from Pydantic AI that we will be exploring later on. So basically, how does Pydantic help you in production? It helps you to maintain data sanity, which format is getting passed through the API, what format you are returning. And it is one of the most important concepts when you are going for production deployments of API. So if anyone is working in production, I think Pydantic AI agent creation is for you, because now most of the libraries that we discussed earlier, be it Magentic one or be it LangGraph, they were not providing these facilities, hence were not great for production deployment. But I guess now with coming of Pydantic AI, you can now create AI agents seamlessly in production as well. So let's get started. So basically, if you see here, there are multiple points they are mentioning about Pydantic AI, which it provides model agnostic. It right now supports OpenAI, Gemini, and Grok straight away, but you can change the base URL and can use it with local LLMs as well. Type safe is there. Control flow and agent composition is done with vanilla Python. It's more towards software development part. So if you are a data scientist, some of the terms may not make sense to you, but as I will show you the example how to use Pydantic AI and how it is useful, you would be able to make sense because you might have used these codes as well. Majorly while creating APIs, I think this would be playing a huge role. So creating a basic example, as you can see here, let me switch to the actual. So to get started with Pydantic AI, you first need to pip install Pydantic AI, Grok, Vertex, OpenAI example. So the more vendors you will install, all the support will be there. So I think I'm going with the Vertex, say the Gemini API for now. So once done, you need to set up your Gemini API key as an environment variable. If you're using Grok, use that. If you're using OpenAI, use that particular API. So we would be discussing two major examples. First of all, if you see here, the first one is a very basic one. We will create a basic agent with Gemini 1.5 Flash and then pass it a system prompt. Be concise, reply with one sentence. Also, if you're running the example in Jupyter, do make sure that you import this. Import nest underscore asyncio, nest asyncio dot apply. Basically, else what will happen? You will have a cyclic issue coming in when you're running with Jupyter. I was trying to run it and hence found the solution. Now you will be running a async function. Where does hello world come from? So now you will get an answer like this. Hello world originated as a sample program in Brian Kernighan's 1978 book C programming, all that stuff. So now you are able to create a very baseline Pydantic AI code, but here, as you might have seen, we are not using any Pydantic class. So in the next example, let's create a simple Pydantic class as well. So for that, I'm importing a few things. As you can see here, data classes import data class, Pydantic AI agent run context. So first class that I'm creating is a database connection. So assume that you are creating a real world problem solution using AI agents where you need to interact with the database as well. So this connection should go there. Right now I'm setting up a dummy data set. As you can see, if ID 123 return John, if ID 123 return 123.45. So these are two functions that I'm providing in this particular system, that is customer name and customer balance. Actually, in actual code, when you're running in real world, you should be connecting with your database. Once done, we are creating a data class called as support dependencies. So customer ID is int and DB is database connection. So what is a support dependency? If we go back to the documentation and see the documentation example, support dependency is used to pass data, connection and logic into the model that will be needed while running. So this is the same, I think, example that we have picked up. Support result. Now this is our actual Pydantic class. So this would be getting returned when we hit the LLM AI agent for some information around the banking. Support advice is a string, bool card is a bool, block card is a bool, whether to block their card, and risk level of the query, right? This is an int. Now, eventually, when you're following Pydantic, what will happen if the output result is not in this particular format? It will throw an error. Hence, helps you with data validation and sanity, and a lot of more stuff. If you are into software engineering, you would be easily able to understand. Now we are creating the first agent, that is using Gemini 1.5 Flash. Dependency type is support dependencies, that class that we created, and result type is support result. This is the Pydantic class that I'm expecting in the output. Now system prompt, you are a support agent in a bank, give the customer support and judge the risk level of the query. Reply using the customer's name. Now, one thing that you might have observed is that I'm just giving the description, right? Block card, bool, int, string. Now the LLM would be able to make out what output should I go. So I think many guys are facing issues that I'm not able to pass through a file format, like output format. Like I want to have the output as int, but it is giving me as a string. So I think this particular package can be of great use when you're going for production deployment, because now automatically the LLM would be able to make out what Pydantic format to follow. Once done, I am creating two more functions, add customer name. As you can see, a CTX, run context support dependency. This is something coming from the syntax of Pydantic AI that you can explore later. And here I'm passing ID equals to CTX dips dot customer ID as customer name. I'm calling that particular function that we created. As you can see here, nothing else. Right? And then again for customer balance, we are doing the same thing. We are passing the customer ID. As you can see here, it is the condition given internally. It will return 123.45. So basically, these two functionalities we are adding up to connect the particular agent with these particular classes. Once done, quite easy to do. We are creating a function for custom support dependencies, where we are making the customer ID as static for now 123, and database is database connection. So you're providing a DB connection here, and the input is 123, and then we are filling the support dependencies, because if you remember, in the support dependency function we are passing customer ID and DB. We are passing the same parameters here as well. Support agent dot run sync what is my balance, and dependency equals to depths, which is coming from here. Once you print the result, support advice, your current balance is $123.45. Block card equals to false and this equals to 1. Just look at this, because false and 1 we have not set anywhere. It is coming on its own. Now support advice for the second, I just lost my card. John, I'm sorry to hear that you lost your card. This is getting generated by the LLM, because we are just providing the values in this case. For the rest of the functions, we are not even providing the values. I'm sorry to hear that you lost your card. I have logged your card to prevent action. Please contact us as soon as possible to request a new card. Just look at this output. Block card equals to true, risk equals to 2. Block card equals to true, risk equals to 2. Hence, these values are also getting generated by the LLM. Hence, Pydantic AI can be your go-to framework. I think I will start using it ASAP if you're planning to deploy something in production, number one. Number two, if you're looking to format your output that comes from an LLM, because as you know, LLM outputs are always in a format that you can't even guess also. So I think Pydantic AI framework can be of great use for creating AI agents with expected output formats and for real world applications, creating APIs. This code, just wait for some time, just read it. I think you would be able to understand the entire logic. Here we are creating a system prompt dot tool. Different decorators are getting used. As we move ahead, I will be releasing few more tutorials so that you have a better understanding of the entire framework. Take this as just an introduction. I hope this was helpful. Thank you.